Your boy be wilding out there, that ass.
You talking about me?
You got some clips, bro. You got some interesting content. It's fun.
I be getting a little too wild sometimes. I'm trying to tone it down, and believe it or not, there's more to me than just cars, motorcycles.
You're safe, but he enjoys his life. He was just at Rolling Loud and shit. His fucking
Rolling Loud was
popping.
crazy.
You see him at Sake Bar all the time getting litty. You can just catch him there randomly with Todd, just getting.
It's basically one big party.
It's basically. I mean, life is enjoyed, but we work hard and we do what we have to do. Son.
But I'm excited for this because I feel like this podcast is gonna bring a lot more to the table, and you guys are really gonna understand me as a person, which I feel like nobody does. You know what I mean? Because I don't open up, but that's the point of this podcast, is to open up and have you experience a different side of my life, a different side of your life, Logan's life, and whoever we bring on. Because it's not going to be just us on the podcast. It's going to be, me, Cade. We're the main. We're running this podcast. Like, this is our podcast. But at the same time, we're going to be bringing guests on. I already have a couple people messaging me about it. Because if you guys already do follow me on Instagram, I made a little post about it.
Yeah, there'll be other people. There's gonna
be some guests, and hopefully, eventually, it's gonna be a big thing. You know what I mean? So we have plans for it, and we're trying to do. We cleared our schedules for the day just to do this, so it's not something we're gonna half-ass. We literally decided. What did we decide the other night? We're not gonna half-ass this shit. We're gonna go all in.
It's going. This is a working schedule, and like we enjoy it so much that like we need to put our passion towards it. But beyond all of that, we're gonna have fun, guys, and I hope we can look forward to a good fucking podcast section and something for you guys to watch.
Should we just dive right into the topics we have? Because I know one thing that I texted you, because literally I've been thinking about this podcast all week.
Yeah, let's just go into the main thing that's on your mind, and I think it is like the law of attraction,
dude,
right? That's what you want to go into.
Literally, because
it's on everybody's mind.
There's so much, because then I have people messaging me about it too, like, because only certain people, like you, Bishop, Logan, like, people know I really push that shit.
But people like also think it's like cliche to talk about like being woke or being about the law of attraction. Your third eye.
I used to be like that.
But honestly, is that not like the gateway drug to being conscious and like being actually receptive and cognitive? Like, why don't we just praise some of that shit anyway? Like,
100%.
Let's give them the basics about the law of attraction. You tell them how it's helped you.
So, literally everything in life is not only based on.
No. Just tell them how it helped you real quick.
How it helped me personally.
The science. Yeah, just tell them
how it helped me personally. All right. Well, first off, you remember me back in high school, bro. In high school, I was nervous to talk to people. I didn't really have money. I didn't have I don't want to say nothing going for me, because I played basketball. I had a good life, bro. I had an amazing childhood. I had an amazing childhood, but I wasn't ever, anything special, I would say. Not that I'm not jacking my shit right now. I'm not saying I am.
It's your confidence, bro.
But 100%. Like, it helped me overall in life. It helped me get a good job. It helped me get everything that I want. You know what I mean? Like, everything. I'm extremely happy with life, and I feel like everything that I have, from my job to my car to my health to my mentally and physically, because in reality, if you don't have health, what do you have? You know what I mean?
Nothing.
Health is the number one most important thing. I've had customers who tell me, like, they're millionaires, dude. They literally look at me and they're like, dude, if you don't have your health, you have nothing.
If you don't have your health, you'll be Jimi Hendrix and you'll be known forever.
And
I'm just kidding. I'm just like, no, your health is very important.
Healthy. I like it.
I'm just kidding. But that's exactly what I'm trying to push, is like, okay, so what Willie's basically saying is he used to be nervous. He used to kind of look at life very fearful. And now that we've kind of moved into being confident, and when you gain confidence in your life, you find enjoyment and you find a way to love yourself. And then once you love yourself, you can love other people. And once you love other people, and not just other people, but other things in your life, because everything is like everything. That's the idea behind consciousness and behind like the law of attraction, is that everything is connected. It's like they call it an interstellar connection. Everything in the whole universe, beyond all dimensions, everything that's ever existed is all connected, because it's supposed to be at a space and time. In other dimensions, it's not even bounded to whatever. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how to explain it. But the basic like mathematics is just that if you give out love, it's like karma. It comes back to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, if you think about anything in your life, it manifests. So Willie went from thinking about just, I'm scared of this. I can only play basketball. I can only do this, to, oh shit, I can actually sell cars, and like I'm really into cars, and like I never had a car, so like this is an avenue, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
and
talking
then, like,
to people.
Oh, now I can actually talk to certain people. I could talk to this girl or this person that I didn't think I was cool enough or like confident enough to talk to. You know what I'm saying? You get to network like that. You spread love like that. You get to find out who really doesn't give that back to you as well. Once it navigates you in life, and you live and you learn. But for the most part, if you give out love and you actually have an ambition and you have a care and you have a gratitude, it'll always come back graciously. I always said, if you're grateful for the earth will give you back gratefulness. And this is like, I believe it metaphysically, bro. I believe this in like a nanoscale. But
what I realize is, once you stop living out of fear and you start focusing on, instead of what you don't want, like if you wake up like, oh my God, if I talk to this girl, like, is she gonna not talk to me? Is she gonna tell all her friends? Is she gonna make fun of me? And you stop living out of fear and you start living out of, you start living for what you do want rather than what you don't want. So if you, like I said, if you go and you're like, oh, how am I gonna talk to this person? What am I gonna say? Is it gonna go like this? Stop thinking about shit and just do it. You know what I mean? Like, don't live out of fear, live out of what you do want. So chase what you want rather than what you don't want. Because like you said, karma. And I believe in karma, and I didn't always believe in karma, and I've done a lot of things in my life. Obviously, nobody's perfect, you know what I mean? I feel like has attracted bad karma. But once you try to balance out the good karma and the bad karma, you can get so much more out of life, and it goes deeper than just, some people look at it like, oh, so if I tell myself I want a Lamborghini and I think I want a Lamborghini, I'm going to wake up, there's going to be a Lamborghini. Like, no, you're going to have to work towards it.
No, what you have to do
when you have a goal on your mind, you can get anything you want.
Tell yourself,
anything.
I'm going to drive a Lamborghini. Not one day, not tomorrow, not I will one that I have in a past life. I'm going to drive a Lamborghini. And you think in your head, my hands will be gripping, and you just think about it. Like, really, you will drive a Lamborghini.
You have to pretend you already have it in your mind.
Not
just
even
imagine
that.
It, bro.
You're about to drive one. You're there. You're like, it's happening as you're speaking, and it's already like, yes, like it's in your mind right now, very present. But it's like, I will is one of the things that I've been going through with a lot lately, because your will is so fucking powerful. And it's just like, I'm going to be doing this in a second. Like, I will do this podcast. I will make this music. I will make good sounding music. I will get more money. I will get a good paying job. I will be happy in my life. I will love my girlfriend. I will love my family. I will make time for working out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything that you can do in your life, you have to have a will for it. And like, if you push your will to the world, if you ask for something, it comes back to you, because of the fact that, you're just putting yourself in situations like Lamborghini. Like, damn, bro. Yeah. All right, so how do I get the fucking Lamborghini? You started working on...
Yeah, at Infinity. Yeah, we have... So, for example, right now we have a Ferrari in the showroom, dude. Like... When there's no customers and nobody's there, man, dude, I literally will get in it, and I'll literally get in it. I'll sit in it. I'll hold the steering wheel. I'll look at the emblem.
You got clean pants?
Clean pants? Dude, I always got clean pants.
Lint rollers and everything?
Listen,
come on.
Lint rollers, dry clean. I got everything.
Right now,
bro. I'm clean as hell. Nah, I'm playing. But no, I'd be sitting in the Ferrari, bro, like just imagining it. Like I'll sit there and I'll play around with the buttons, and I'll literally sit there and close my eyes and then open and just focus on the steering wheel. And as corny as that sounds, bro, but I'm envisioning it, and like there's no doubt in my mind one day I'm gonna have a Ferrari, bro. Like, I will have a Ferrari, like you said. I will have a Ferrari, and like I'll open the door, I'll get out, and I'll pretend I'm parking it at the grocery store or something. Getting out, walk away, and I'll just turn and look at it, like just envisioning.
It's almost like I have a Ferrari feeling. Like, it's not even like a will. It's like
that. Dude, I never
holy
even thought
shit,
I'd
I'm about to
Ferrari,
get out of my
bro.
Ferrari.
Like,
because
you know what I mean?
The only thing separating you from that is space and time, right? So like that shit don't even exist in higher dimensions. So technically, what you're doing is you're tapping into yourself from a future, but that's actually you from right now, because nothing is ever like, there's no past or behind. There's only
present.
So like, if you think about it, you're tapping into your future self that's already predestined. This is a big thing with will. People don't know if there's actually will, or if it's like what's the shit, what's the I know you know the philosophy. Do we have a will, or is it all set in fate? It's like a
you're saying like if your life is predestined, like pretty much like things are gonna happen how they're supposed to happen, type of thing. Yeah,
and that's kind of what this is based around, even like,
which is crazy to think about, because you know what I mean. Like,
it's real.
Think about all the crazy shit that has happened in your life. Do you think that was already pre-planned, or is it like that you're kind of just winging it?
You ever
wake
up and feel like that though? You ever feel like this shit was meant to happen, and like if it went the other way that was easier, it wouldn't have benefited you better? Let
me tell you this. Let me tell you this. For example,
you live for love,
perfect. I'm so glad you just said that, because I feel like this could help everybody out there too.
Love teaches you to understand fear, dog.
This could help people who aren't. If you're not too sure about what you're doing, like say you go to a job interview, you don't get it, you know what I mean, and you're bummed out, bro. In that moment, that is so. That might have
been the most successful moment of your life, dog.
You thought, bro, but you thought. For example, my personal experience, I went and I tried to get a job. I tried to get a job at one car dealership, and it was as a detailer making $10 an hour, bro. And to me at the time, I was making like $8, or actually it was $10.50. I was gonna be making. I was making $8, bagging groceries, depressed, did not like going to my job, hated my job, bro. What is $8 to me? That right now, no disrespect to anybody who's making that, because do your thing, get your money. You start somewhere,
because you learn the price of that dollar quickly, and then you tell people like, "Yo, I can't be giving you fucking money to go smoke or drink right now." Like, go ahead.
I tried getting that job, and they couldn't hire me because I had an accident on my driving record. So they were like, "Yo, sorry, we can't hire you." And I was like, are you serious? Like, I'm a good worker. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to grind. I didn't get the job. the bottom line, I didn't get the job, and I was devastated, dude. Like, I was so excited to be finally working around my passion, cars. I was, gonna be making more money. It was just, overall, it was a good opportunity, and I thought that was everything at that moment. And I ended up, it worked in the end.
So bad,
because
though, at the moment, doesn't it?
In the moment, I thought that was everything, dude.
Yo, that's when, okay, so that moment right there, that's when the law of attraction comes into play. Automatically, you get what you ask for. You got into a point where you can try to get what you want. The universe is going to give you a learning experience instead of giving you the things, because the universe knows, and you're not going to be grateful if you get it off rip. So it teaches you. Are you going to want it the second time around? That shit right there. If you fold right there and you decide to go with fear and you're like, fuck cars, I never want to do it again. I'm going to do something else.
Because I could have said,
that's when the law of attraction goes
if that
against you.
dealership didn't hire me,
no,
what
it
other
teaches
dealership's
you.
gonna?
You know what that taught you?
I could have said that.
You know what that taught you? When I get in a dealership, I'm going to take it more serious. I'm going to teach these people. I'm going to teach it to myself. I deserve to be in a fucking dealership
100%.
position. I was born to do this shit. Next thing you know, you form your life around it. And this is just like, this is subconsciously, it helps you, bro. Like, your mind state will help your physical reality. I promise you. And this is the law of attraction.
Well, another thing. So after that, I immediately left, and I was like, all right, whatever. That sucks. Like, I was devastated. I thought that was everything. Like, if this dealership won't hire me, what other dealership will? And I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to get a job at a dealership. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do what I love. I love cars. I'm going to work around cars. No matter what. So I started going around. I started looking at other applications and whatever. I messaged my buddy who works at my dealership I work at now. I messaged him and I was like, hey man, did they check your driver's license or do you think I got hired? He was like, yeah man, they said you got to have a clean record. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Something in my head said, you know what? I'm not going to listen to him. I'm going to go and do what the fuck I'm going to do. You know what I mean? I went to the dealership, directly to that dealership, got an application, filled out for a lower position than I'm in now. Just, I got to get my foot in the door. Got to get my foot in the door. Once they see how I work and they see what kind of person I am, I know they're going to bump me up.
Just beg every day,
I know they're going to bump me up.
I need to go. Come on, bro. 100%. Let me fly.
Just all I had to do was get in front of those people, bro. And I knew. And that's another thing. If I was scared like I used to be and was like, I don't want to go in there. They're not going to hire me. They're not going to. And I lived out of fear. I would not have what I have now. None of this. This would not be my life.
This is another big thing. So me and Willie are growing up. How old are we, real quick?
I'm 21.
21 years old. I'm 23 years old, and this is something I just learned in the last couple of years that no one fucking teaches you. Authority. I'm sorry. I don't mean to downplay authority. You can most of the time listen to some adults. Only listen to the ones that you really look up to, though. Because most of these motherfuckers are just kids, bro, and they never grew up knowing anything better than you. And you'll come to find that. All you kids out there, I say until you're 15. Once you're 16 years old, you might have a better grasp on reality than a lot of people walking around. Like, honestly, follow your heart and follow your knowledge, and you might be able to Google the answers instead of asking some of these older people, honestly. Because unless they have money that you want to have, unless they have a family life that you want to have, unless, like the law of attraction, look at them. Do you want what they want? Ask them advice. If they don't fucking listen to them. But for the most part, unless they know what they're talking about and they have a representative, you need sources for what you believe in. That'll be so important to you. Just don't fail and understand that people don't know any different. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I hate that. I hate people try to give you advice, but they don't follow their own advice. Like, yeah, dude. Don't talk about something that you've never been through, and you don't like some people will.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about if a billionaire money does not make you smarter or more of a person. A billionaire might walk home and hate their life and hang themselves at the end of the day because they don't have a family life.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Money
Listen,
their whole life.
I am not gonna lie to you.
They chased the money.
I'm gonna get real open with you guys right now. Like, I'm gonna be real open. Like, I read a tweet from somebody we went to school with, and they said, like, it's funny seeing these people drive around in their $60,000 cars, pissed off, looking like they hate the world, but I'm driving around in a $3,000 Honda, and I'm happier than them.
I love my, that's how I feel. Wow, who said that? We'll talk after. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
But like, I am guilty. Like, bro, like I think I think in my head sometimes. Like, sometimes I'll be pissed off driving around. Like, I'll literally have to just look down at the steering wheel and, like, as materialistic as that sounds, son. Like, I'm not trying to come off as materialistic. Like, I am materialistic, but at the other side, I know that money doesn't fucking matter.
What? That's pride.
Nothing matters, bro. In reality, when it comes down to it, we all die. Can you take it with you? No.
Nah, but
Gucci shoes don't mean shit.
That shit's still yours when you die.
It's mine,
it's your legacy. You left it behind physically.
It is.
You made that happen.
But at the same time, like, I've been there. I've had a decent amount of money. Like,
you can't give that to your family.
That don't bring you.
It won't replace you.
All it does is make your life easier as far as financial standings. It does not money does not bring you happiness, and I've had a ton of money at one point, and I've had not a lot of money at one point, and I've seen both aspects. And yes, money definitely does relieve stress because you're not worrying like, oh my god, I want to do this so bad, but how am I gonna do it? You can just do it. You know what I mean? It makes you happy, like as far as that, freedom, but it's not complete happiness. Because what did X say, bro? What is money really worth if it ain't love? Like literally, that if you don't have love in your life.
Wow, this is crazy. It's like an epiphany. My pops used to tell me money ain't worth nothing but feeding your family and making it easier for them. After that, you could just throw the rest away.
Like, think about it right now.
But
you
that
get
made me think,
happiness.
like, if that's all money's worth, then I'll spend it however I want to after they're fed and I'm good. Then I'll just spend it because it's not going with you. Like, that's where materialism, live your life and live happiness and live love. I don't know. I try to not be materialistic, but at the same time,
everybody's
I'm not
a little
fearful
bit materialistic.
of loving materials. Like, why not, bro?
Bro,
like,
am I one to talk about not loving materials?
Of course.
I love my Gucci shoes.
Don't be attached.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
Like, if that's your only source of happiness, because really, like, I'll go buy a pair of Yeezys, bro. I'm happy in the moment. I'm like, I just bought a pair of Yeezys. I'm about to be fly as hell. I go, you know how happy I was when I bought my car? When I bought my car, I was so fucking happy. I went from a 2002 rusted Acura. No, I'm happy, bro. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to sound ungrateful. I don't want to sound ungrateful.
Do you have a cloth you wipe your car out with when you walk out every morning?
Not every morning, no. I get in the car. I'm tired as fuck.
I
don't sleep, bro. I stay up all night.
If I was you, I
don't sleep. I don't have time.
Be proud of what you've done, bro.
I should, bro. I should, but that's the thing is, like, when you have it, it's not the same, bro. Because think about it. You want a girl, right? Yeah. I know you want a girl. You're thinking about it. You're like, I want that girl. I want that girl. I want that girl.
You'll give up anything for it.
I'll do anything. And then what happens when you get her? I don't want to sound like a dick.
Bust?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh shit, I thought
I've seen it happen, bro, where like you want something so bad, or even females, bro, they want a guy so bad and they love the chase, they love the excitement, and does he want me? Is he gonna get me? And then you get her, or she gets him, and it's like, it's not, they don't put in that same effort. You know what I mean? They don't keep that energy.
It's not even what you thought.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, I got it. Now what?
Yeah,
like, it goes even deeper than sex. Like, if you really have a connection, it's different. You know what I mean? And like, I've experienced that too. But
no, you think somebody is what they're not, and then you meet them, and you're like, wow, you're really just.
And you're like, this is not what I thought. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it goes in that aspect of like, you know, you want what you can't have almost, and then like when you all I wanted, bro, when I was growing up, like I want to have a nice car. I want to have good clothes. I want to have a house over my, you know, I want to always be fed. I don't want to worry about having to buy food. And I have all of that. You know what I mean? I want my family to be happy. That's my number one thing. Is like I love my family. And I want my family, which I've realized a lot more lately because
wife and kids.
No, that's where people, and I know I'm gonna get.
Maybe you're not at that stage yet.
Right now, bro, I'm 21 years old. Yeah. And not saying I don't. Like, it would be beautiful to have like a family like that.
But right now it's.
I'm 21. You know what I mean? I can't sit here and say I'm ready to have a wife and kids. Like, I'm a different person. You know what I mean? Right now, and that's not saying in the future, but like right now, it's just I'm on a different road right now.
You need to focus on what you're doing
what
right
I
now
said,
for
like,
yourself.
And see, this is another thing. This is perfect with what we were just talking about. If I was filthy rich right now, right, I wouldn't mind having a kid. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna bring a kid in this world if I can't give them every single thing that I want. You know what I'm saying?
Responsible.
Every single thing. Like, because you see parents, bro, who are struggling for themselves and they're out here having kids.
Not even just with finances. Like, you see parents that have mental strengths, that
100%.
Things that they didn't get over in their life, things they didn't enjoy in their life, things that they really have problems with themselves. And then how are you going to raise a human if you have these own pitfalls?
It's a big responsibility, bro.
Like, and that person's going to go. That person has a mind, dude. And the way mental health is now, we need to take that serious. That you're going to make another kid that's going to walk through this earth. And if you're not all right walking through this earth, why would you want to do that?
Kids are a product of their environment. That's the way everybody's born pure. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're born in the hood, if you're born in a classy, rich family, bro. You see rich ass kids who are out and their parents got
born. But once you're born, you're subjected to environment.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
this is another
kids who are born into rich families. I'm saying
during conception, if you think about it, while you're a zygote and things like that, things can happen. Like, if your mom smokes crack or something like that, you know.
Yeah. You're right.
Like, I've always thought of this as like, when this is also ties into free will. Is like, is it always set in stone that your mom was bound to smoke crack and give you a deficiency that would make you retarded, or were you really born as equal? Are all men created equal? I don't know, bro. Is that something we're lied to say it to, or is that something to make us feel better? Anyway, we don't have to get that deep. Just for human sake, most of us have love in our heart when we're born. I mean, not love or fear. We're just born. We don't have.
You're just. Yeah.
Our consciousness, at least.
You know?
We'll say conscious terms, actually, because we're not conscious in mama.
Yeah, no. Are we? I heard. I
don't fucking know.
How do you even find that out? Like,
Bro,
I don't
we're
know.
not scientists.
I'm not a scientist. I'm not gonna pretend I'm.
But
like,
from
I'm a
when we
scientist.
start
I'm not.
remembering things, let's just say it helps a lot when you're traumatized into love than when you're traumatized into fear. I mean, both work their ways into your magic. You learn not to burn your fucking hand on the stove. Kanye West. I put my hand on. Nah, but yeah. I mean, very important. All right.
Well, that shit is crazy.
Law of attraction. I think we covered it pretty decently.
Yeah, law of attraction.
We'll
bottom
more
line,
into it.
Stop living out of fear and just do what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? You go talk to that girl, she says no. You apply for the job, you don't get it.
Yeah,
just
and then
do
that teaches
what your
you
heart wants.
It teaches
you
you what you didn't want. Honestly, it teaches you what you couldn't. Not that what you couldn't have, but what you shouldn't have. Yo, like it really does feel like I don't know. It feels like shit is in fate, but we need to enjoy ourselves as if we have free will though. Like I don't know.
100%. But you wanted to talk about false prophets and like a couple different artists, right? I know I wanted to talk about a specific artist that, if anybody knows me, that had a huge impact on my life. You know what I mean? But first off, this is actually the month that he got killed. You know that? So
okay.
XXXTENTACION has had a crazy influence on my life as far as mental health and just overall trying to be a better person and push positive energy across for people and not always trying to be like the villain, you know what I mean, or like the aggressor. I don't want to be like, I don't want people to look at me like I'm fucked up. You know what I mean?
He
like,
was wilding though, like when
he was
like
bro, and that's the thing is like I relate to him so much because
yo,
like
I remember when he first came out in the Double XL cipher though, and Joe Budden was like, "Yo, he's like the fucking the Antichrist."
He
bad
wanted
boy.
to be, bro.
And he
That's
was
the
like,
thing
"That's exactly what I am." But his whole message is like,
it's crazy.
That isn't bad to be. Anyway, go ahead.
No, he wanted to be like, that's what I'm saying. He wanted to be that like.
Oh, he was
villain.
deeper. He was deeper than a lot of people.
But like,
thought,
if you think about it, like you just said that to me the other day, didn't you? Like if you listen to his music when he started off as a SoundCloud rapper, and then you listen to Jocelyn Flores and Sad and the whole 17 album and Question Mark album, like they're totally different, bro. Like he has those songs like "Fuck on Me," look at what I mean. He's got that song, like dude. That crazy fucking "Take a Step Back" with Ski Mask.
But he did
what I mean?
some
like,
of that shit. I mean, it's not really. He did some weird ass shit like I Met the Devil in Miami. And
that song is beautiful.
Yeah,
I love that song.
That song is wild, dog.
That song is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
he was different, bro.
Way,
he was a different ass kid, and like I think that's what the purpose
and
of
his message.
Like so, this is what me and Willie were talking about. Like, and I didn't really like the song "False Prophets" too much. Like, it was pretty good. Honestly, the reason I didn't like it that much is because it reminded me of I loved Joey Badass when he first came out, and he rapped it over that fucking dude. Joey Badass was 16 when he wrote over that beat, and it was fire. I'm sure that beat is even older than I understand in hip hop and integrated into different cultures and shit. But anyway, it just kind of ruined it for me. But just the messaging alone in it is like, I don't know. I think that these people are meant for us to look at, not to try to be like. I think they're meant for us to learn to be like, damn, I don't have to go through what he went through. He was a martyr to show us that, like, if you are yourself, you can live yourself and still be looked at as an idol, still be looked at as love. You know what I'm saying? Because he was imperfect. Like, he was doing wild shit.
You're talking about X?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. When he first came out, he was wild. Boy.
He was, dude, and not even just when he first came out. Like, even in his shit, like, he was with whatever the fuck went down anytime.
You know how many videos there are of him fighting people on the internet, just like knocking people out,
months before he fucking died, he was goon squatting with, Quavo and them ran up on him or whatever. Like,
that video was fucked up, bro.
But he was fighting people, bro. Like, he, like, not even just that. And for the most part, it was to stand your ground and put fear in the hearts of the people that was trying to bring that towards you. I just think he was very cluttered. This was a 19-year-old kid, bro, and some of the things that he was speaking on was so heavy. And like, I don't think we're doing justice in explaining his mentality of what he was going through. I think it's just so hard to like even put into words what like people like him or like a Kanye West would go through, or like a Kid Cudi, you know what I'm saying? Because they are the innovators. They are the ones making brand new ideas and like introducing new thoughts. Like, all right, so the fuck what if I am the Antichrist of the rap game? What is so bad about that? Why is it so evil to look at the Satan? Why can't we learn the knowledge of this? Why do we need to stick towards this? What has Christianity been doing behind closed doors? Why are so many kids getting raped in the Vatican? Why is racism? Why are they now putting up a racism war? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of controversial things he spoke on, even just like regardless of who he was as a person, you know what I'm saying? He stood for certain things he shouldn't have, or like in his class or in his social class. He didn't believe any of that. He just was a free-formed thinker. And I mean, I fucked with him for that shit.
Yeah, but he never went out of his character as far as who he was. You know what I mean? He didn't give
that's
a
what
single
I'm saying,
fuck,
bro. Like, he wore his heart all the way on his sleeve.
100%.
Like, and he was 19. He's 19. I think that's how most of us were. If any of us were that fucking young, dude, you don't think for a second growing up in the hood if we were that young then. Like, I know
Especially 19, going from the hood to all that money.
19 was when I started like actually getting my shit together and stop being an asshole. But like before that, it would have been this same John, bro. Like except he was a little more wild. He already had tattoos. He was already around guns, drugs, all this type of shit. And at the same time, simultaneously being taught into like, because he was in jailing systems and things like that growing up. And here
and out. That's where him and Ski met. You know that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They met in Juvenile.
Bro,
and you remember? Did you ever hear that song?
Like,
you ever heard that song? Remember days, me and X hitting licks.
Yeah.
Like they used to just goon people.
Absolutely.
Bro,
I mean, they was on the first interviews together and shit, bro. They used to be on the live with the guns and shit, bro.
Right-hand man.
I remember they used to be wilding, like they was recording their shit.
So mad.
They were recording their shits on the live. I was like, whoa, son, these kids are wilding.
So I went to Rolling Loud. You know, I went to Rolling Loud, bro. The tribute, so he affected my life so much, bro. And Ski is his best friend. You know what I mean? So Ski is literally was his right hand man. They had a tribute set, and I told you a little bit about it, but they had a tribute set, and literally like he was still pushing X's message, but dude, like his songs in concert is a whole different vibe. Like he can take you from wilding the fuck out and feeling like, oh, we're mosh pit, we're gooning everybody.
About X?
I'm talking about X. Yeah, X's music. X's music.
That's what I'm saying.
He can take you 1 second, bro. From you're pushing, you're bugging the fuck out, bro. Like tweaking, about to lose your mind, about to pass out because you're going so hard. To the next second, dun, 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 dun. Just mad calm, fucking just energy, bro. Just the energy in that crowd is crazy. And Bishop was with me, bro. Like he felt that. Like I ran from one side of the stadium to the next, bro. Booked it. I was like, yo, we gotta go right now. X's tribute on. That is the only. Kid Cudi was crazy too.
You should have lit sage and put all your crystals out and got
it. Was just big circle right on, just sit and meditate for. No, dude, it literally it made me want
Stay woke, fam.
Like it made me. It brought a tear to my eye, bro. It brought a tear to my eye. And I'm not really an emotional person. It brought a tear. Dude, I'm sitting there recording. I'm recording, shaking, bro.
I cried listening to one of my songs.
Shaking. Even Nipsey Hussle, bro. Like Nipsey Hussle was another one who was crazy. He was a good.
My girl told me that. She said Nipsey just got shot. I was like, what do you mean got shot? She was like,
and everybody's praying,
dead.
bro. I hope he pulls through.
I looked at her like, what the fuck? Nipsey?
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna
like,
say
where? I said, where was he, bro?
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't listen to a lot of his music either. I watched
his music
a documentary on his Marathon store when he first opened that shit up, and they went in depth about what he did, bro. Like, he's independent. He was independent for mad long. Like, grew around his community, gave back. Like, he said, fuck that. I'm not buying different stores and shit. I'm buying the one that I grew up next to and used to sell drugs out of. And like, this is my store, family. Yeah. We're buying our blocks in our city and shit. And like, we're going to open up communities.
He really cared about his city.
Bro, he had an infrastructure built in his head to build the empire back through. Like, because impoverished areas, I'm going to tell you right now, we live in Cohoes, New York. No community center. No JV football team. There's no parks that have any type of cool shit around. There's nothing extracurricular for these kids to do. And then they wonder why they running around in these streets. And who's in these streets but crackheads and older kids selling fucking crack to them, bro. It's a lot of older people in these streets that are addicted to drugs. And like, it's a lot of younger kids that actually, mid-younger kids that make money off of that. And then there's a lot of younger kids like in high school that hang out on the streets because they have to walk home because we don't have buses. There's kids getting hit on 787. Like, bro, it's a disaster here, and this is a fucking mile-long town, bro. We can't get it together. Imagine the towns with millions and millions of impoverished kids, bro, that don't like... Yeah. Dude, there's 9 million people in the city in New York right now, bro. Like, imagine what Chicago's going through, dog. There's people getting shot like dozens by the weekends and shit like that. Like, and you expect these kids to, like... What was I saying even before that? I'm sorry. I get passionate about this shit.
I love it, though. But
I'm sorry, dog.
Nah, like... Yeah, like you're saying, there's not much to do. Like when my mom was growing up here, she said there was, movie theaters, there was like recreational centers.
Bro,
there's shit for them to do
anymore, bro. Like,
I mean, I go to Gupto's ice cream center. No free Brandales.
I'm sorry.
Cut that out. No free Brandales, but
yeah,
like
who goes to the fucking skate anymore? And like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the only thing we have. We have a skate park that has 3 ramps. It's got 3 ramps and 2 boxes.
That's my
and
word.
a rail. Like. Whack, you know what I mean? You gotta and think like when I was younger, we always used to try and go to Saratoga because they got a I used to BMX and skate and shit. They have a massive skate park in Saratoga.
What was that? The show?
Who's in? No. It's up. It's I don't know. All the rails are blue.
Yeah, okay.
But it's think about it. Where is even the den in where we are, bro?
Yeah.
The den. Remember that when we were growing up? Shut it right down.
I wasn't even around when that.
Shut it down. Me either. But I remember being there one time.
Bro, I came when Cohoes' infrastructure was really changing.
But in Saratoga, what is Saratoga? Rich.
Of course.
Rich.
Of course.
They have. Why do you think there's no crime in Saratoga?
We don't
bro?
have to say
Go
exactly
to the strip
where
of Saratoga. Tell me you want to commit a crime.
We're not gonna say where Willie lives right now, but like across the street from him, just because it's a different school district, it's 500,000 versus like these houses over here. Not that, you know what I'm saying? They're very nice houses. They're the same size actually.
This is the difference from 200,000 to literally $550,000.
Yeah, and that's low over there. You're gonna get a baby house over there. It's a street barrier, bro. And that's literally your school district, and they have school buses, brand new, pretty car wash school buses coming in every day picking up kids, while our kids are getting hit in the streets, selling drugs on the way home, fighting on the way home. It taught us how to be savages, though, bro. Like, there's a lot of successful people from
I did learn a lot from being around that.
I ain't even gonna front, bro. Like, there's a lot of successful people that learn how to talk, like business talk, learn how to act, learn how to sing, learn how to be, bro.
Even think about this, bro.
Be no bitch out here.
Think about this. People, there's a kid 15 minutes from us who is now one of the biggest influencers in Los Angeles, California. And his brother still lives 15 minutes from us.
There goes one right there. I mean, James Charles. That's not Cahoes.
James Charles. Just... So for those of you who, but what I'm saying is these are all little cities. Like, what is there to do in Bethlehem, bro?
Oh, dude. I don't know, honestly.
What is there to do in Bethlehem?
Exactly. So we all meet up. We're all like mile-long cities, and like couple mile-long cities.
This general area,
518 upstate area.
Like, you have to go 8 exits up to get to
some popping shit. Everybody goes to Albany or Saratoga because that's where it's popping.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and even Albany, bro. Albany's not a good place. I go down there on the bike, bro, and the shit I see,
dude.
The shit I see in Albany on the bike is not good. I hang out in the bad area. My managers bust my balls about it. Like, bro, what are you doing?
You're in the slums.
What the fuck? What are you doing?
You're riding around all
I'm like, bro, I'm riding my bike. Like, you know what I mean? I don't. But like, I enjoy.
Because you should be riding out in Vermont or something.
Yeah, I just went to Vermont the other night and it was beautiful up there, dude. The roads, the twisty roads, and like
the mountains and the
lakes and shit. Yeah, like it's beautiful up there. Like even that. If we had that,
New York is the most beautiful place on planet Earth. Most fresh water in the world. Saratoga Springs, bro.
Yeah,
like we have beautiful waterfalls, dude. We have 4 seasons a year. If you want to learn how to live, you come out here with your kids and you teach them some savage shit. But keep them away from these streets because there's a damn heroin epidemic and shit, bro. Like, it's for real. Maybe not.
It does make me wonder, like what you just said. Like, that's a very, very bold statement. The most beautiful place on earth. Like, it's beautiful.
Bro, name another naturally born place where you can be free, where you can.
No. You said New York, upstate New York.
Upstate New York is the most beautiful place in the world. You can be free. You can go there. You don't have to worry about getting shot on the way to the jungle. You can go to forested areas. You can go to freshwater. You can fish here. You can eat here. You can see wildlife of all variations. 4 seasons.
There's alligators in Miami, bro. That's wildlife. That's Miami. Wild. Listen, I went to Miami. I took my first plane ride and I was shitting myself. I went to Miami.
Go find a waterfall in Miami that you really like.
You're right. Go find an ocean in upstate New York that you really like.
All right, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Settle,
I would not say
you ain't surviving in Miami. If everything went to shit though, apocalypse, you don't want to be in Miami. You want to be with those dinosaurs.
You don't want to be in Miami. You don't want to be in Miami. If there's an apocalypse, you do not want to be in Miami, bro. The Miami people are fucking wild as it is.
That's where everybody. In the Everglades that are like 15 feet long.
Bro, there was a mountain lion literally 15 minutes from here. You know that, right?
What, New York?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 15 minutes from where we are currently, there was a mountain lion spotted. There was a bear 5 minutes down the road.
Yo, y'all don't be running on a bike trail because people used to be hanging out on the bike trail.
Imagine we were chilling on a bike trail, 16, 17 years old, and we see a fucking black bear run across. What would you do? What would you do?
I don't know what you can do at that point, honestly.
Like, we had the squad, so we might have been able to throw the hands. I don't know,
but no, you can't beat up there, dude. Chill, dog.
If we threw the hands with a black bear,
your best bet is to act like one of your friends can do it. Yo, fight him, and then run the fuck away.
Yeah.
Just like, throw our friend. And your boy's dead, son.
And your boy dies. How you feeling?
I wouldn't doubt if the bear looks at you like, "Where you going, bitch?" and comes get you because they can run up to 35 miles an hour.
Dude, they're fast. I didn't know they're big boys.
Big, quick, dog.
How much does a bear weigh? Probably 700 pounds.
Bro, I don't
big boys, bro.
Dude, they're like giant dogs. Just think of it like that. Giant, big-ass dogs that can actually climb shit.
Big dogs.
Very dexterity, bro. They eat carnivorous
Bro, you ever seen a bear climb a tree?
Yeah.
Bro.
Dogs can't do that shit, bro.
Bears climbing trees
and they're bigger
is the craziest shit I've ever seen. How the fuck does an animal that big
You ever seen a shaved bear, dog?
Right up a tree. What?
A shaved bear.
No, absolutely not.
Ooh, that shit is scary.
They look crazy.
You want to see one of the most demonic looking things in the world? Shave a fucking bear, dude. I swear to you. It's a beast from hell.
How do you get that close to shave a bear? How do you shave it? You tranquilize the shit and shave it?
With a lot of
what if that motherfucker wakes up, bro?
Actually, I guess if bears are mostly fed berries and shit like that, and they can like feed themselves off of that they won't even fucking chase nothing because it's way harder to chase something and chew out and spit out bones and shit. They just eat berries all day.
That makes sense.
Or they'll go to if they could eat salmon, they'll just chill in the salmon.
They eat the bones of shit?
bro. I mean, you don't eat the bones, but they're probably spitting them
Like
out
I don't
and
eat the
shit.
bones of the chicken.
No, but they don't cook.
I was gonna say that's a ruthless
that's actually
fucking
how
animal.
that's how they say that humans like learned a lot of what we learned was like cooking food and shit like that, because animals can't cook food, so like cooking food gave us nutrients and vitamins and like all shit.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
But how did the first human think to cook food?
We had to harness fire. We're also the only animal that learned
Bro,
how to. Hold on,
this is going to
yo,
a
I
whole
thought
different
about this.
topic.
I've never even heard this
Blows my
anywhere.
fucking mind.
Never heard no one tell me this, but we are the only mammals. We're the only thing on Earth that can harness fire.
How? No, you can't answer that. Nobody can answer that.
I can answer that.
All right.
One person saw giant friction from the sky make light, which make fire. Friction make fire.
Genius.
It took one person to be
Genius,
like,
right?
one sacred person that was eating mad mushrooms, thinking mad in depth, like, what's happening up there? The clouds keep pushing together and they keep getting darker. That must mean that they're like, you know what I'm saying? You're thinking, you're like, that must mean there's more, more up there and shit. The cloud gods are pushing more together and then making more rub, which makes it, like whatever that is, fire, makes heat. And then you rub yourself, you're like, ooh, hot, hot, hot. I make hot until it hot.
That's just
hot,
crazy
hot,
to me.
dry, hot.
Doesn't
Fire.
that blow your mind? Is that just
Dude.
me? Is that just me?
I love it, dog.
To think
I love
that,
it. What do you
that
mean?
right
That's
there makes me
amazing.
think that this might be all pre-planned because, like,
It had to happen how it had to happen. The nature had to show
know?
us how to do what it did.
How do we
ate
have
the
internet,
mushrooms.
bro?
We ate the plants to
That-
be able to
no.
teach us things. We
Did
did
you-
the things we had to know.
have you
bro.
ever thought about, like, the fact that when we were growing up, the internet was just getting popping? I remember downloading songs off of, like, onto an
LimeWire.
MP3 drive.
I
Yes,
was just
bro.
telling people this.
Giving your
I remember
virus or your
YouTube
computer
with
all
no
kinds of
advertisement.
viruses.
I remember YouTube, no advertisement, no free play. I remember, stick figures on crack, bro. You remember that shit, bro?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
I was
Or
just
Line Rider. You remember Line Rider?
Line Rider, dude.
You used to draw your
Bro,
own
we used
track.
to play online
Yeah.
games on video, not apps, online games on websites, on
Crazy.
video games and shit.
Dude, I remember
YouTube
before-
was first created
Before I
when we
had
were
a capture
kids.
card. I've been making videos, so I don't.
AOL
all the videos are
music,
private,
man.
so you cannot find those videos. You can't find those videos on my channel. But I was making YouTube videos 9 years ago, bro. I remember taking a camcorder, setting it up in front of my TV, and recording off that and talking into the camera. Now people have capture cards that literally just record. You don't even need a capture card.
No.
You could record directly off
All
your
right, well,
Xbox.
this is all like, well, no,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
just
Like-
tech talk. But no, like for real, like let's talk about what was the most revolutionary thing we can remember as a kid. I mean, we could talk anything, Game Boys, like
Maybe cell
anything.
phones. Like real cell phones.
Dude, you
the fact you
remember-
can go on Facebook, Twitter, it's all
Yo,
that shit.
in Star Trek,
Like,
they used to have a giant screen they'd have to pull up and shit to talk to people. Like now we have it right in our
a
hand.
handheld device, and you can have, not only can you do that, you can have multiple different people in a video chat on your phone. Like you remember Omegle and
yeah.
like Skype and all that shit. Like
Wow.
now you can have multiple group chats from your phone right
Yeah.
here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you
it's-
can contact people wherever the and let me tell you, at Rolling Loud, I keep going back to Rolling Loud.
Who do you
Best-
think
best
was the
time of my
first
life.
person to picture
You had no
their
service,
dick?
bro. Huh?
Who do you think was the person to send like a nude picture to be like, damn, I'm gonna just take a picture of my dick?
I don't
Actually,
know.
there's people painting that before. Actually, what am I
Yeah,
talking
what?
about?
All
They've been
those-
thinking
yeah.
that I'm gonna
Cotton,
paint my.
yeah.
Yo, you think anybody painted their own schlong, bro? Like and sent it, and sent it, like you know what I'm saying? Like here you go,
Yo,
babe.
in the
like,
mail?
Yo, you know what I'm
Paint
saying?
a nude of myself in the mail.
Yo,
ship it.
dead ass, like just me sitting there.
Back in the mail and go. No, I don't know.
Human
dude.
evolution is
I don't
cool,
know.
dog.
That shit, yeah, that shit's weird, and it's like it's crazy because it's all the
Weird to
same
think
shit.
about.
It's just evolving.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
different shit,
I always
you know?
think about what if we were
Like-
alive back then. Dead ass experience.
Or like that guy on the Titanic where he painted his girl, just lay there naked for 4 hours while I paint you.
What if you were
you
on
know?
the Titanic, dude, and you wouldn't even know it was
They're
gonna be what
making
it is?
another Titanic. You know that?
So retarded. dude.
Crazy,
Why would
crazy,
you-
and they're shipping
Sorry,
it on
we
the
shouldn't
same
say the R word.
on the same route. That's the second time you do that, by the way. But
Really?
yeah. So
Wow.
you better apologize.
I'm sorry. Like, listen, I have no problem with people with mental disorders or nothing like that at all. I don't even mean to get serious like
Fuck,
that. I
Kate.
just grew up in a time where like that literally meant like stupidity of like things, and that's what mental retardation was like the clinical term for things at that time. So like, I don't know.
You gotta think about it
Anyway.
now too. Like everybody is super sensitive.
I know,
And, nothing
everybody
wrong with
knows
that.
somebody
Nothing wrong
like
with that.
Like,
you know, like
and it's very
Yeah.
like hard to get our culture out of it. And it's something that I need to work on. It's something that everybody needs to
Yeah.
work on right now. And this is because we're being vulnerable people. We're trying to put ourselves out there and whatnot.
yeah,
and
yeah.
It's all good.
100%. You know what I'm
I
saying?
fuck
Like
with it, you know what I'm saying?
everybody has a different, and that's another thing I want to talk about is like perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's perspective. So what you might not seem as fucked up, somebody else might. You know what I mean? So it's
I do think of it like I have a cousin that's mentally disabled. Like, I think of this shit, bro. I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But at the same time, I'm a thick-skinned person. But not everybody has thick skin. Not everybody realizes that they can just turn off the podcast either.
yeah. That's another thing. What do you think about cyberbullying? What do you think about cyberbullying?
Whoa. That's a little different.
I gotta drop a bomb on you.
It's a little different if you were to okay, so with how integrated we are into our phones, I actually believe that there's going to be a time where we're like, a lot of our consciousness is going to be in our held hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of what we do every day is going to be, it is already. So our kids are going to be integrated into phones. I don't care what you say. Like, they're going to be on some of these social networking conscious sites. Eventually, we're going to be able to read each other's minds. It is beyond, it's getting to a point where it used to be turn off your screen or just don't go on that website or block that person. But now it's to a point where if a mass amount of people can get on you, you can get into a harassment phase of things where like it is illegal. That's harassment. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't just walk up to someone and keep calling them a bitch or keep like, that's harassment. And you can get a fucking restraining disorder for that shit and you can get sued for that shit. So like, I understand that. But for you to speak your mind openly to a public audience, you can say whatever the fuck you want. You just can't pick out one person and be like, I threaten you, I do this. You can't threaten anybody even with a public audience in sight, right? Yeah. Trust me, bro. I know the law. I'm free to say whatever the fuck I want, but I choose to like really. I do try to media friendly myself.
That's the crazy shit. You know? We saw that happen firsthand. Do you remember the Versus pages on Facebook?
Yeah.
Our school made a page where they would post people like hot or not.
Yeah.
And people would be like ugly, like
busting
and like
ass.
Yeah, bro, like cutting ass on all these kids. You go to
school and they're like, you're in trouble.
Literally, they were trying to find out who made the page, bro. And like back then, I don't know if they could necessarily track IP. Like now, they can literally find out. Like, somebody went to jail for that, bro. I forgot about that. You went to jail for creating a page just roasting people, like 518 this page, 518
that shit was
page.
Hilarious.
It was funny at the time,
some
but
of the
then
shit
you think about what they were really doing.
People were raping people. They were saying people drug people, and like they do heroin,
it got crazy,
they do crack.
It got crazy.
They were like putting up the worst pictures of them and shit. It was rough.
Unnecessary. Like that shit is crazy to think about. People are getting cut off from different platforms, and some people the internet as a whole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Fucking Alex Jones got banned on like YouTube, fucking like Instagram, Twitter. They did him on Google. They did him like, how do you get banned on Google? That's what Bishop was just saying. Like, how the fuck does that happen? And then like, you remember when Hunter Moore was like one of the first ones to like get clapped.
Hashtag the family, bro.
The family.
Some people might be too young. They don't even know who Hunter Moore is.
Can I just say what some of his shit was? I'm gonna listen. It's very graphic, but there was cocaine and buttholes. There was ruthless big things going down. There was just. It was. I mean, this was when Miley Cyrus was on the couch next to Juicy J. Like this was a different type of time, bro. Like
yeah, it was wild. And if you follow Hunter Moore on Twitter, all you would see, you scroll up and you see the family. He called it all the family. It was just literally drugs, sex, partying.
Hedonism.
Nothing but. He would wake up, he'd do fat slopes, and he'd just go down on girls, bro. Like, go to town. Like, that's all it was. Just slopes and girls.
It was pretty rough.
Crazy. Rough. And, like, bro, you know that started from him doing, he started a revenge porn website, which is why now, who's Hunter Moore? Do you know who Hunter Moore is? If you don't know, then now you know.
They censored his whole life.
Look into it.
Yeah, look that shit up. That was a part of our
He got banned off the internet, bro. Like, he did make a couple videos recently because he got like arrested for that. He got put in jail.
Dude, because the revenge porn thing. Talk about it, because like that's things that like we would. Okay, so we're learning as a culture right now, really, what it is like. What we can and cannot do on the internet. Like I was saying, like we were saying about people that drew their first dick and shit and painted. Like we don't know that we can't just put that to the whole world. I mean, we thought it was like freedom of speech and freedom of art, but no, it's still public indecency. And now that it's public, the internet is everywhere. It's in everybody's hands. At one point, it was you would have to sign on to the internet. Now it's like you can't sign off the internet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
sucked in. And
it's crazy. Bro. And then there's people like I mean, just YouTube wise, like you know the one guy who was the guy.
Vitaly. There's two of them. Vitaly for one. He was posting real reckless shit. Like, he'd go to Dan Blazarian's house and record parties of just,
Blazarian was a savage, bro.
It was. He is a savage, bro. Dan Blazarian is living the
life. That's hedonism. Like I said, bro, I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it or not, but I'm pretty sure there's, like, a way of living that's, like, cultish. Like, I don't know. It's pretty savage.
Yeah, he's big savage. But Vitaly would go and post crazy videos, and eventually they like started taking his videos down because he'd do crazy ass pranks. Like, he doesn't have limits, bro. He literally is limitless. He does not give a fuck about anything. So they started banning him off, and they took him off YouTube. Like started taking his videos down, demonetized them. Like, you're not gonna make any money. You put all this money. Like, some of these guys dump $50,000 into a video. You know what I mean?
There's a reason why there is pornography websites that say you have to be 18 to enter, and like
he created his own website now. So when he started listen to this shit, he started promoting his own website right on YouTube. They blocked it. Like, they were taking his videos down when he was promoting it. Like, so now he's got to be secret. When they put it in the description, and he put like, go subscribe here. Yeah. He got they took that video down.
No, really?
Yeah,
you
they
can't
don't want
even
him to do
advertise
that.
it.
No,
Well,
they
I mean,
don't want
could
him
you
to
advertise Pornhub underneath? Like, yo, check this video out.
No.
Yeah, so then
so
you
it's
can't.
like the same thing.
It's
yeah.
the same, John. I
Same
mean,
thing.
But think about it like this, bro. Like, that's art that we're gonna have to try to integrate in a certain type of way. Like, just like how we had to integrate hip hop being like huge and whatnot, and there's a huge billionaire that went independent because no one wanted to listen to him, bro.
Look
Like,
where he is now.
it just turned a billionaire today.
Look where
That's
he
Jay
is
Zizzle.
now,
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Jay
crazy.
Z, Hova. Like, I mean, really, to think that somebody could come from like what we were saying, like really impoverished area, and I mean, it is the land of opportunity in America. Like, there is that much freedom in its capitalism, but like, to think you can go from that to like nobody wants to hear me out and the community don't want to help me, I'm gonna have to grind and just take mines then, bro.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that that can be done with positive thinking and like really understanding, and like, you're talking about a man that didn't follow nobody else's code. He made his own route, and in order to do that, you really, I mean, we're talking people like, and this goes back into the false prophet thing, right? Like, you don't want to follow somebody else because you need to do your own thing. You might carve a way that these people don't know about yet. Like Jay-Z, dude, come on.
Yeah. Well, that's like, I know we get into hip hop a lot, but like, even think about Chief Keef with drill music. You know what I mean? Like, who was doing drill music? And then he started out, and now look at him.
Everybody said that shit was
went
like
for
trash.
yeah, and now look at, you got Lil Pump. I mean, Lil Pump don't make drill music, but even the mumble rappers,
Come on,
bro.
dog.
You know the mumble. I'm talking about like Chicago.
If
drill
you listen
music,
to Lil
bro,
Pump, if you ask Lil Pump, who do you think he'd say his influence was?
the same people, you know what I mean?
Chief Keef,
you know,
Bass
Chief
God,
Keef,
Soulja Boy.
So, well, and even Soulja Boy, bro, I feel like people don't give him enough credit. Soulja Boy really did make a lane out here, you know? So
absolutely.
It's crazy to see people take their own things. And even like, who would have thought, if you said back in the day, 15 years ago, that you played a Lil Pump song, people would be like, what is this shit? You know what I mean?
I don't know. They might bug the fuck out. Their eyes might pop out their head.
That's what I'm saying. Now,
what is this?
Now
bro?
people are in the clubs turning up like, you're such a
It's
fucking
so
hoe.
weird.
You know, like it's crazy.
Odd
It's
music.
crazy.
There's some weird fucking music out there. Dude.
Gucci Gang, bro.
I think a lot of people that are independent are finding out, like, if you want to run some shit, sometimes you have to be on your own type of time, bro. And like, the whole world might not agree, but you got to go hard or go home. You know what I'm saying? That's this man. I mean, what did Jay-Z? He did Tidal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he created that shit.
Yeah,
I mean, more or less,
that,
right?
And
like,
he's got his own record label. He's got crazy real estate. I
he
seen a whole
bought
breakdown
Ace of Spades, bud.
Yeah, he
bought Ace of Spades.
That's how you know you've reached the elite level of
Kiana's
baller
grandfather.
status, like.
I'm sorry, my girlfriend's grandfather was in there fucking telling me that, like, he was in the wine store, like, looking at the most expensive wine. He's like, there was a nice bottle of brut champagne I wanted to get, and it was the Ace of Spades, and it was like $50,000. He's like, I would love to get one of those before I pass. And I was just like, yo, wait, like, that's Jay-Z shit. And I was like, did you know that was owned by Jay-Z? He's like, I had no clue.
Yeah.
That's how integrated he is. He's just like getting money where it doesn't even. It's not for the show. It's for the understanding of, like, this is going to give me more freedom to be able to push what I want to on this earth, to be able to give my affirmations to this earth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
That is real wild to think about, dude.
Yo, imagine you don't know such fucking different shit. I don't know. It's great.
For sure, but I mean, you think we covered enough for today?
Absolutely, dog.
You know?
This was a
I
nice,
think we touched base on a lot of topics.
How
I
long
feel
do
like
we
you
have
guys
this show? Probably like an hour-ish.
Around 50 minutes.
We'll run like 50 minutes to an hour.
try and
each
keep
time.
it in that span. You know what I mean?
We're not gonna be limited though. If we have more people on and like we run longer,
if we get
whatever.
into a crazy conversation,
Yeah,
it might be a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, bro. Say we start
know.
drinking or something. I don't know what what's the laws on YouTube. We can.
Yeah, we're good.
Well,
good,
we don't got to be doing
Dude,
all
we
that.
can
But I'm
get
saying,
crazy. We are not limited to just doing a podcast. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
We could do game. We could do whatever we want to do. We're gonna spice
5-hour
this shit up. And,
streams live.
like you were
whatever
saying,
you want
like
to do.
we will. We are.
Oh yeah,
We're
it's not
doing,
what we're
you know?
not what we want to do. It's what we're gonna do. Yes,
So-
absolutely. So what we will be doing is giving you an hour each week, and not you want to say like each week, hour at least
Try and do
each
at
week.
least-
We'll try
at
to
least-
give you.
It's
2
gonna be
even.
consistent. It's not gonna be like my YouTube videos where I'm fucking up and I'll post and I won't post for a month. It's gonna be consistent. We're not. This isn't something that we're trying to do. You know, every now and again. Like, we want to make this a habitual thing. Where we do
will be a
every
habitual thing. We're going to give you one
know?
every week, at least, maybe even 2. Because like if we get froggy and we're like sitting around on our ass, why can't we just give you guys more content?
We get 2
you know
days
what I'm
off.
saying?
You
We'll
know?
give you vlogs. We'll give you more things. And what we will end up doing is getting a lot of more views, and we're gonna end up putting on for out here in upstate. And honestly, I think we're going to be very successful. So you guys are gonna grow with us, and we're gonna get a lot of viewers. We have a lot of shit to talk about. We have so much to cover.
So much to talk about.
Life is
It's
so
like,
big. Me and Willie are
crazy,
growing,
man.
and you're gonna see us grow up. You're gonna see us get really successful and turn into like really successful, healthy, wealthy, intellectual people. You're gonna see our spirituality come out. because I'm young and I don't even know what to think. I'm not really religious, you know what I'm saying? So like
that's a whole
another
other topic for maybe in the next podcast, dude. Maybe we can dive a little deep.
I think we will, and I think that's
you
the
guys
whole
are gonna
thing.
learn so much about us that I feel like your perspective from now to future podcasts, every podcast, you're gonna get to know us a little bit more. You're gonna get to know about me, my life, and Cade, his life, and everybody else, and then all the guests we have on. Different talents people have, different jobs, different everything, different viewpoints, different conspiracies, everything that we have. Like, we're gonna talk about everything. There's no limit. This is a limitless podcast. There's no limits.
And we have a bunch of dope friends too that aren't necessarily like well known around here, but like not that anybody has to be. If you guys have something interesting or something new you want to talk about, you got like an app you're building or you want to paint or something, seriously, reach out to us if you want to be on the podcast or you want to give us something to talk about. Like, oh, we want to hear you talk about this or that. Feedback is definitely optional. If you want to say we suck, whatever, we don't care. We have thick skin. Whatever you want to say.
Positive, negative, doesn't matter. We like to keep it positive, and that's what we're going to do for you guys.
We learn. You know what I'm saying? Positivity.
So we're going to keep it positive for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Cade, plug your social media so they know where to find you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's Cade Mata, CAYDEMATA. You can find me on SoundCloud, YouTube, and I'm going to be putting myself on a lot more social platforms. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get myself a lot more marketable with music after. But other than that, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram on those same names, Cade Mata.
100%. And then you guys know where to find me. And if you don't, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Jakester Cars, JAKESTR Cars. Skirt. And then you can also find me on Snapchat, JAKW_W. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one. See you later, guys.
Love you guys.